Welcome to this review and overview of Options Weekly Paycheck System T, striving for a weekly paycheck from the options market each and every week. Now, why did I just say each and every week versus the rest of the Options Weekly Paycheck System? So with this system, we wanted to push the issue in terms of systems development to go for a system, an approach to trading weekly price cycles that can put us in a position for, I hate to say the word guaranteed, but in terms of our perspective in developing the system, we are pushing to manifest the concept of developing a method that can just about guarantee a weekly paycheck from trading. Okay, now I don't guarantee you anything, right? Because first of all, guaranteed thinking in the markets is not a winning mentality. Okay, did you know that? It's not a winning mentality. Looking for the sure thing, the safe thing in the marketplace. It's like a trap. Okay, in terms of a mentality, but for systems development, well, that's another thing. Okay, that's not real-time reacting to the markets. It's developing a way of entering and exiting outside of the markets. So by pressing into the goal, we've cracked a code, amongst others, but this one in particular is exceptionally sturdy, and you can see here through the system's results. Now here's some point totals right here. You can see in terms of profit points per week, it's on a weekly basis, right? We have Home Depot, not that Home Depot is some sort of barn burner stock here. It's usually known as a boring stock, but it's picked up a little bit, but you can see here it's pretty nice, decent options. Of course, on the weekly basis, you can either play out in time a bit to slow down the premium decay rate, or you can go actually closer and go closer to expiration and go a little bit further in the money to have the deltas help overcome the premium decay issues. Of course, you can use other mechanisms such as spreads and this and that, but and of course you can use this system to sell options, sell naked options, and then also put that premium decay factor on your side. But then on the other hand, when the stock takes off and you get some nice follow through, you're going to miss out on the increase in deltas that put more profit in your account. Whereas if you sell an option, then you are going to be limited to, well, how deep in the money you sold that option. And as you know, your deltas go against you as you have favorable price action, so your profitability slows down. But then again, if you're selling 1 week, 2 week expiration options, those options will pay you in terms of premium decay. But hey, we're not holding these trades very long, so how much of an issue actually is premium decay? It's a low to moderate issue, okay? More on the low side. Now, of course, if we do get in a trade that tends to take longer, then that's usually a good thing. That means the trade is going into our favor. Okay, that means we haven't pulled the trade due to a stop loss point. So you can see this translated here into options profits, as representing the system's points here. It's based on the entry and exit of the system. All right, so that represents the system most accurately. So what you would look to do is that you would look to enter according to the system rules and exit according to the system rule. Now here's an example using 100 contracts. 100 contracts may be strong for some folks to start. Actually, it's probably best to start with one contract and get used to the method. You can take one contract and look to build that up. Okay, or you can start with one contract and then get used to the system, and then you simply mature into a normal position size relative to your account size as you get used to the system. And you can see here, weekly paycheck concept translated into 100 contracts roughly. Okay, you take average type of Home Depot options on the chain. Of course, your premium will vary according to volatility in the stock itself and then the markets, but that goes up and down, and that's fine. We don't get too caught up in that, right? We just trade what's there. We ride price action, and we get in and get out as such. Okay. And then also what you want to do over time is, or you can identify right at the bat too, find which options in terms of time to expiration and in terms of strike that will work optimally for your stock. Okay, why do I say that? Because each stock has its own character and its own swing character. Okay, it has its own average swing follow through, but then also it has the swing average follow through versus the payout that the options will give according to how the options market makers price them. The payout the options will give according to your average profitable swing. So, hey, what's my paycheck if Home Depot moves 3 points? Let's say Home Depot's average swing is 3 points. So what can I make? And then you have to assess, well, is this the best option choice? Should I go closer in time, or what's my premium decay? What's the average holding time? And so on and so forth. And you find out the optimal options position, and then you can just use that. Then on the other hand, you may find options are so greedily priced by the options market maker, you may just say forget it and trade another stock, right? So you need to find that sweet spot of options pricing to stock price movement, because you'll find different, you can call them payouts. I don't know, it sounds like binary options, but you can find different correlations of options deltas in correlation to your average swing, and that you need to examine to find what's going to pay you well, okay, for your work in terms of trading a system. So, you know, those options makers who get greedy on their pricing, don't bother with them. You may want to sell their options, but that's another story. Okay, so here, you know, we focus on buying options and, you know, just buying calls, buying puts. You do what you want. But also, you can use this as a stock trading system. Some of you may do better with stocks because you don't have to fool around with options and premium decay. And then you get one-to-one deltas. And you can look to build up an account. And so let's just say you have the equivalent of 100 contracts. So it's 10,000 shares per trade. So one contract controls 100 shares, 10 contracts, 1,000 shares. 100 contracts, you know, times 10 is 10,000 shares. So we're looking here, and these numbers are rounded just for ease. Okay. Right. We also look to try to fit in slippage and premium decay into these system results representations. Okay. So, you know, fit some real trading in there. That does also mean you need to actually trade the rules as such, and you actually have to pay attention. I know it's hard these days to pay attention, but you know, we can get that back. $40,000, $65,000, $120,000. Now these are good weekly paychecks. Wouldn't you say? What if you can get paid that? Now that says that also you're going to have the dough to trade 10,000 shares. So, you know, on the other hand, how much money do you have? Well, hey, why don't you just work up to that amount? Okay, then work up to 100,000 shares. All right, now you get a nice weekly paycheck. So System T is a really great system. It's very workable. You can trade this with stock. And it's designed to pump out a weekly paycheck every week. That's our intent for the design. That's what we found so far. And so therefore, you can take such consistency and look to apply it to your own trading. Now, I can't guarantee you future results, as already previously mentioned. That's just how it is. You can see that in the disclaimer. Promising you future results of a system or your personal performance of a system is, it's not even logical. Okay, doesn't. But we do design these systems, and most of our systems these days are designed in the trading for a good living style. That means that they're designed for a very a solid approach with long-term durability. How do you have long-term durability in a system? Well, you base the system mechanics and the strategies off of natural, universal principles that are just in the marketplace that the marketplace cannot deny. And then you simply hit all the trades, and you let the certain frequencies pop out the results, and that's just that's how it is. And each system will need a certain learning curve, and you'll have to get used to. You have a learning curve cerebrally, and then you have to have the learning curve experientially by experiencing the system. So, big deal. I mean, compared to anything else, it's nothing, right? The amount of work it takes. But a lot of people don't want to do that work because, I don't know, maybe bad marketing, too much mumbo jumbo from TV or message board, who knows? Bad marketing of the past. In decades past, some of the marketing for trading was just kind of insane, right? I bet it's still that way. You know what? Reminds me of those binary options broker ads. I mean, those guys just said anything. That was insane. Remember those robot ads? Anyways, so if you're looking to have a real type of trading system, then hey, get this, put it to work. I don't know if we're gonna just keep this system up here. I mean, it's some of these systems are, we have new breakthroughs and we put them up, and then later on we realize, hey, wait a minute, let's just pull this one and use it for a trading company. So if you see the add to cart button, I'd grab it. If it's under couple $100,000 in price or a couple $1 million in price for the system, then you certainly want to grab it before these types of systems go into that realm. Okay, you get, in my opinion, these systems have a potential for far more profitability and a lot less work than these franchises. Ever buy a franchise? You talk about franchises, but they don't talk to you about the failure rate. They talk to you about 90% success rate. Yeah, right. Okay? Anyways, you can look into that. But anyways, the amount of work involved here is just, it's very little. It's just how it is. Actually, the more you work in trading, usually the less you make. Unless you're day trading, you have to be there. But this is micro swing trading, but it's very moderate, all right? And it's very well paced. And so I think hey, we've had successful students on a more active pace with Options Weekly Paycheck System B. We've had a lot of students come to us with their success. So, with this system, you should be able to do even better, in my opinion. Okay. Anyways, enough of me talking. If you're interested in this product, which is Options Weekly Paycheck System T, all right, System T, true, okay? Striving for a true weekly paycheck. That's what we're striving for, meaning it's not a weekly average paycheck versus some of the other systems, meaning that, some of the moves go across weeks. Some weeks we take a style where we just take what the week gives us. Some weeks don't pay, some weeks pay small, some weeks pay big. Anyways, I'm running out of time. That's it. come on and check out more info. Thanks.